how to work with TikTok influencers and get your products in front of more people's eyes. In today's video, we are interviewing 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗞, who has over 1.1 million followers on TikTok, specifically promoting Amazon products. And I am just so excited to share this with you guys because it's probably one of the most funnest interviews and most interesting interviews I've done to date. So if you sell products online and also specifically Amazon, but not only, I'm sure that this video is going to give you a lot of value. Usually when you speak to people about influencer marketing, you're usually speaking to other brand owners. What makes this interview unique is that I'm speaking to the actual influencer, which allows me to ask questions like, how do you vet the type of brands you work with? How do you like to be emailed? What makes you open up an email? What makes you choose, or how do you vet the types of products that you work with? I just really think that this video is value packed. Now, the video was over an hour long, so this is part 1, and the next video will be part 2 because I asked so many questions, and this was also streamed live on the Seller Sessions podcast, and we also had viewers asking questions. For those of you who like to cut to the chase, there are going to be chapters and show notes in the description of this video, so you can skip to a specific question that I'm asking and you can hear what her answer is. But honestly, I encourage you to just watch the interview from A to Z because there's so many golden nuggets in the middle of it. If you are new here and you don't know me, my name is 𝗪𝗓, and I am an Amazon seller, a mother, a wife, an entrepreneur, and I also do one-on-one coaching with Amazon sellers. I'm also the co-host of one of the biggest podcasts for Amazon sellers called Seller Sessions, where this interview was originally done. So if you are interested in more content for e-commerce, Amazon, etc., I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. As I also do one-on-one coaching, if you are in need of coaching or are having difficulty sourcing or producing your products as well, I also have a product research and sourcing course, and I encourage you to check out the description below, which shows you the different offers that I offer. Without further ado, we're gonna get into the video. I remind you, this is part 1. The next video will be part 2. Enjoy. So today's subject is all about TikTok influencers and using TikTok, obviously for Amazon sellers. For the people that don't know you, can you give us a quick intro into what you do? Because you're on TikTok, but you're also on Amazon Live, which was the last subject that we did together on the podcast. So please introduce yourself.
Sure. So my name is Gracie. I used to work for Jordan Belfort. So he is really big in the sales world. And I started a TikTok account probably late in 2020. And the intentions behind my account were very simple. I would personally shop on Amazon a lot. I would, be using promo codes a lot. And I was like, wow, these are really saving me a lot of money. I want to share them with other people. And I would tell my friends and they wouldn't care. They'd be like, okay, yeah, sure. And so I was like, all right, let me start a TikTok account and maybe a couple people will, find some codes and save some money. And so I did that. And I very quickly grew a pretty substantial following from it. And so as I started growing, I started putting more time and more effort, and just like, I loved it. I loved creating videos. I loved seeing people be like, yay, I saved money. Like, thank you so much. So I really love that part about it. So like I said, I started in late 2020. I was able to leave my job around the end of 2020 and start content creation full time in 2021. And yeah, right now I have an amazing community of followers. They love the promo codes. And yeah, that's kind of where I happen to be where I am today.
So today you're on, those of you that are joining us now, also on the live session. So you're on TikTok, but you're also now an Amazon influencer as well. And on top of that, you also have your, like a couple of, not a couple, you've got over like 15K, I think, followers on Instagram. And then you also have your own Facebook group with thousands of people in there as well. So you are doing many things, and you've grown really fast as well.
Yeah, so to kind of give a quick like numbers update. So with TikTok, we're hitting 1 million in the next few days. My Facebook group has also grown quite a bit. We are going to probably hit 60,000 soon. Instagram is around 23,000. I also have a Twitter that I just started, but probably I'm not paying as much attention to, but it's like 2,000. And yes, Amazon Live as well, which I'd love to touch on because I think that's like another huge opportunity for sellers as well.
Cool. So we'll focus today on TikTok. Maybe towards the end, we'll talk about Amazon Live because we had you on about Amazon Live. So Amazon Live. So if anyone's listening to this and missed that session, I had Gracie on earlier, about 2 months ago, I think. And we spoke about, working with influencers on Amazon Live. I've got so many notes here for us to go through. So I am an Amazon seller. 90% of the people, more than 90%, almost 100% of the people listening are Amazon sellers. Mm-hmm. And you're on the other end of things. So you're actually an influencer. So people like me come to you, or you on your own promote other people's products, and then you get paid also from Amazon because you're an Amazon influencer, Amazon associate, and then also from brands. So it's a little bit different of how we usually do things, which is why I love the fact that I have you, as I've connected with you, because it's so different speaking to a seller about TikTok than to speaking with an influencer about TikTok.
So I think the relationship between like sellers or brands and influencers is very important because like without one, there is no other. And it's a very like mutually beneficial type situation that we have here. So yes, I think it's very interesting to, talk about the other side of things. I know that I'm always looking for, Amazon sellers to talk to so I can, kind of see their experience, what they're looking for, what their priorities are. So I can kind of see what I can do to benefit both parties the most. So I definitely think that's a good point.
I want us to talk a little bit about the opportunity for brands to work with influencers in order to, promote their products on TikTok. I think that there's been a huge shift, especially in the last year. I mean, you grew to almost 1 million followers on TikTok in like less than a year. So, I mean, it's something crazy is going on there, but there's been a shift in general for the way we as brand builders and sellers promote our products outside. It's not just about Facebook ads and Instagram ads anymore. It's actually about working with influencers, and even the big brands, are working with micro influencers and also bigger influencers like yourself. But the bigger shift that I've seen is that TikTok used to be, 15-year-old girls making videos of themselves dancing. And then in the last year, it's really grown to many, many different things, right? And then I feel there has been a huge difference also with the type of people that are on TikTok, because it used to be, like we said, little girls. And today, I mean, I know 50-year-olds that like freaking make videos and also are on TikTok, not that that's old for anyone in their 50s. Not at all. But so can you talk a little bit about, how you've seen TikTok to convert, because you know how much money you make for other brands, because you then get paid from Amazon for as an affiliate. So you've generated over over $1 million in sales, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
2 million
for
2 million
others
now.
Over 2 million now. So, wow.
Yeah, so I definitely think you're right. I think the stereotype of people who don't know about TikTok is very easily like, oh, it's just little kids dancing around, because that's kind of the media stereotype behind it. But for the people who are actually on the app and have explored it, I think they're quick to see that it's so much more than that. It's its own culture. It's its own, we all know about the cult following of TikTok. I actually looked up some numbers. I actually did a quick Google search about TikTok to answer this question a little better. So overall, there are about 690 million monthly users on TikTok and over 2 billion downloads of the app. So you can see the huge amount of the population that is on TikTok, and TikTok is something that is kind of stealing the attention away from other social media platforms. I would go so far to say that. I think Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, they're all coming out with their own versions of TikTok because they've seen such massive success with the app. YouTube Shorts, Facebook Story, like
Reels, Instagram and Reels. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Instagram Reels is, this is all popped up because of TikTok. So to talk about the conversions of TikTok, it's crazy to see that I've seen just TikTok drive the market. And I actually do have some examples I wanted to tell you about. So just with one thing that I've seen with how TikTok has impacted like just culture and like the market overall is with music. So we all know that like TikTok trends are very quick to blow up. And something I've seen is like, if you go to like Spotify or Apple Music, you'll see like the top songs, they're like old songs. They're not new songs. They're not the popular songs. They're like old songs. And you're like, why is this like a worldwide trending right now? Oh, because there's a TikTok trend behind it. So that's interesting to note. And also something that was brought to my attention by one of my friends, he was like, I saw on the Amazon homepage today that they have a new section, and it basically was like online favorites, which if you look into it, it is all popular products from TikTok. So it's almost like, Amazon knows that so much traffic is being generated from TikTok that they're kind of trying to play into it as much as they can, as they should. And so I think the conversions from TikTok, just the way that I've seen that happen is that, I think psychology behind it is that we as people are just getting so used to seeing ads everywhere and kind of tuning them out very clearly, knowing it's an ad and be like, I don't want to see an ad. I don't want to look at that. So the new form of like effective marketing is just, having these real people, these relatable people like you and me that are using these products and genuinely like enjoying them and seeing that genuine, authentic the product to the point where it sells out. And the conversion rates are crazy. Like you could have a product in a TikTok and everybody in the comments is like, what is that? Where's the link? Where can I get it? How do I find it? And next thing you know, it's sold out. So that's how the conversions on TikTok go. And I think there is a population on TikTok that is very like impulsive with the Amazon purchases. They'll be like, there's that trend of like opening my Amazon app again, like,
I think what you just said, you use the word impulsive. I think impulse buys is definitely very accurate when it comes specifically to the type of people that buy from watching something on TikTok, from seeing something on TikTok. So can you tell the people that don't know your TikTok account, can you tell like everyone listening to us a little bit about, because there's different types of influencers, right? Let's just say, for example, there's makeup influencers where they make a whole bunch of videos about makeup. There's, soccer influencers and they make a whole bunch of videos about, but you do something very different. So can you tell the listeners what it is that you do?
Definitely. So you're totally right. There is probably an influencer out there for almost any niche you can think of. I do deals and I do promo codes, and that is all I do. So I don't stick to any one type of product. I don't stick to any, strict guidelines with that. I basically just share good deals. And so a lot of people had no idea that Amazon promo codes, you could be taking 40, 50, 60% off of, the price. And I think they're super happy about, saving money. I think they were like, oh, I wanted to buy this, but I couldn't afford it. But now I can with your promo code. So I talk about deals and promo codes. That's what I share. And I'm happy to help people save money. But that also allows me to talk about a lot of different products, whether that be like popular products, tech, beauty, lifestyle, home, fitness, anything. So that's what I do. Yeah.
So I think that as someone who's worked with influencers in the past, I feel like there's two different things. To be honest, I didn't even think about approaching someone like you until I met you when it came to working with influencers. So and let me explain why. because I didn't know that people like you really existed. You know, I usually, when I was approaching, and I think that you can do as a brand or owner or as a seller, you can do two things. You can work both with influencers on TikTok that are specifically within your niche, and then also with people like yourself, because I feel like I was looking at your engagement. So I was stalking your before you came on last night. I was stalking your account, even though like I've been following you for ages. And I was looking at the amounts of comments you have, because you have totally random products. Like you could have like a massage gun, and then the next day you could have like I don't know, like a vacuum cleaner, and then the next day you could have a beauty product. It's like totally random. And I was looking at the comments, and like every single one of your videos has like hundreds of comments, like people. And I was shocked. I was like, wow, because there isn't a specific niche. It's just the fact that it's deals, right? And sometimes it's 20% off, and sometimes. So I feel like, you know, what I can contribute also to as a brand owner to the people listening to us is, when you're thinking about working with an influencer, you know, there are different types of influencers. There are the types of influencers that are very specific to your niche that will also convert, most probably. And then there's a type of influencers like you, where even though you go wide and broad, right, you still have such a huge following that I feel like you have a little bit of everything, right, on your, I was going to say channel, but in your TikTok account.
No, you're right. I think something that I focus on, I don't want to say like, oh, I'll just promote anything in it, you know, anything, but like I do focus on the highly requested items. So I feel like I do have a good idea of like what the popular products of the moment are, because something I have noticed is that other TikTok accounts will kind of set the tone, and they'll be like, oh, Amazon products you didn't know even existed, and they'll show a product and introduce it, and then people will come to me and be like, all right, where's the promo code for it? And I'll be like, all right, looking. And that's kind of like the culture we've created. I'm like the deal person. Other people are like the Amazon intro, like cool product people. And I think I enjoy like the freedom of not sticking to one niche. I personally, you know, enjoy these products. I think my favorite part about it is that, you know, there's always going to be a product of the moment. To name some in the past, you know, there are these viral TikTok leggings. TikTok will make a trend, and it'll last a couple of days to a couple of weeks to a couple of months, and it'll die, and the next one will come in, and that's how the market goes. So there was the TikTok leggings, which I found a bunch of deals for. There was like the massage gun moment. That's why I have so many of those. There was the weighted hula hoop, which was so highly requested, the Galaxy projector. So these are just some of the popular products that were viral on TikTok that I was able to kind of help people find a better deal for, and they already all wanted it because it was viral on TikTok.
So let's talk a little bit about the way that you specifically work when it comes to working with brands. Because when you originally started, I think obviously you only started, you know, around a year ago, and you've evolved really quickly. Like, you know, it kind of reminds me of when I started my YouTube channel. There was like no business plan. I was just like, let's just see what happens, and you know, everything blew up, and now I'm a co-host on this, you know, amazing podcast. And the same things kind of happened with you, only times a million, where there wasn't really a business plan. So you were originally starting by randomly choosing products, but now you've become so big that also people like me, like brands actually also reach out to you, you know, and obviously want you to promote their product because of your large following. So let's talk a little bit about, as a TikTok influencer, again, I will say that in my experience from working with influencers specifically for my niches, I feel like your answer is going to be possibly a little bit different maybe from other types of influencers, but it's great to hear what someone like yourself, how you vet a product. So what goes through, apart from trending products, but what goes through your vetting? How do you vet products that you're going to bring on? Like, do you look at reviews? Do you, like, what do you care about? Do you care about the brand values? I don't know, like whatever it may be.
Okay, good question. So I think when I first started my account, you're totally right on the spot. I didn't have a business plan because my intentions were never to, it wasn't like, oh, one day I'm going to get 1 million followers. It was like, I'm sharing promo codes because I like them and I want to help other people. So you're right. There was no business plan. And when I first started my account, I was actually not in front of the camera. I was actually just kind of showing the Amazon listing, and like I was putting the promo code and showing the final price. And that's how I started my account. So I was a lot more comfortable just kind of promoting 6 to 8 deals a day of like random products. And I would get inspiration for new products from my comments. I would be listening to my followers. They would be requesting things, and those are the things that I would try to find. So now that I am in front of the camera, I think there is a little bit more pressure to make sure that I vet the products that I promote and have to kind of stand behind it, because if, for any reason it's a bad quality product, people are going to get mad at me. So for the vetting process, I think, especially for Amazon, I really do like to focus on the reviews and make sure that they're not like, it's not a product with no reviews. It's not a product with bad reviews. I try to find products with like a decent amount of good reviews, of course. And also, and just with TikTok rules, I try not to promote anything that could be suggestive or potentially dangerous. Of course, that's just TikTok rules. And another thing with just kind of vetting product, I do want to be able to stand behind the product, because something about TikTok is that people are not afraid to call you out. So if I promoted something that was, really bad quality, had, just like not a good product, they would absolutely rip me to shreds for it. So in that sense, now I have to make sure, okay, I'm not going to promote, stuff that has like a high inflated price and then like an 80% off code to bring it down to a reasonable price. And I've seen that a lot. I think it's very like transparent to see through. And I think otherwise I try to post products that people ask for and request. And like you saw with my account comments, there's a wide variety. People request all different kinds of things. So I try to stay in products that make sense for my account. For example, like if there's like a very niche product that like only a few people out in the world would want or care about, I try not to post that because it just wouldn't make sense to me to do so. Like, why am I ignoring all of the other hundreds, thousands of requests for products that people want to see and posting this like super niche product? So that is something I have to pay attention to. I try to stay more towards like products that are more popular as opposed to like super niche. That's just me though. And so the niche products would be better off, finding a specific influencer within that niche to make it make sense when they post it.
Okay, I have so many questions in my head right now. Let's start off with the last question that just popped up. So how would you, I know this like isn't necessarily like your thing, but you do look for other influencers yourself because you're looking at what's trending. So how would you recommend for a brand owner and as an Amazon seller that wants to to approach a influencer on TikTok? How would you suggest that they find those influencers? Like, is it through hashtags, whatever it may be? Like, how would you suggest for brand owners to find the right influencers for them?
I would say hashtags and keywords. So there's like 2 hashtags that I focus on using on TikTok. But from a brand perspective, if they wanted to find a specific niche or they wanted to find a specific influencer, I would recommend searching on TikTok or Instagram or whatever the social media and just searching keywords. Like if you wanted to find generic Amazon influencers, you could like hashtag Amazon finds, hashtag Amazon must-haves. Those are the 2 ones that I use the most. And then if you wanted to find a fitness influencer, you could use fitness related hashtags or keywords, hashtag fitness, hashtag workout, hashtag, health, whatever. And so I think hashtags and keywords are the best way to search on TikTok. And so once you do search that on TikTok, you will see like the most trending videos on top, and you can kind of scroll through them. And then you can go to the different profiles, kind of vet the influencer or the users like other videos and content, see if it's a good fit for your brand. And then the next step would be the outreach.
That's awesome. While you were talking, like I said, I've got so many things that keep popping up. So I'm going to try and stay on subject. But about 2 months ago, you and I were in a Clubhouse room together with a bunch of other, it was specifically Amazon influencers. It wasn't TikTok influencers. But I was really interested on what was going on in that room as a brand owner and as a seller, because I was hearing, it was just so diverse of how each one of you approached, your business. You had in there, I don't remember who was running the room, but anyway, inside of there, actually I became a moderator at some stage, didn't I? But you had in that room, there were, it was a crazy room. It was because there were a lot of brand owners that were angry because of some of the specific influencers that weren't, I think that there needs to, over the next year, there's going to be a shift in probably the way that also influencers also start thinking about the brand owners rather than thinking that they're just, only hot shit and that they can do whatever they want, because that was going on in that room at the time. There were some influencers that really didn't even think about the brand. You were not one of those. This is also why you're here, right? You also are thinking about the brands as well. Anyway, and I remember in there that there were some influencers that had a lot of a large amount of following, and they weren't really asking for that much money to promote a product. And I was like thinking in my head, I was like, I wonder how long it's going to take this person to understand that they can ask for like ×5 what they've just said. That, and some of them didn't even ask to get paid. They were just like, yep, send me through the product. And it's all, because they need products in order to actually, they need the content. And then there were the other influencers that had 100,000 followers on like Instagram and I don't remember how many on TikTok. And they were just like really snobby and were like, we really handpick who we use. And they were asking for thousands even. And so I think as a brand owner, it's really diverse of how also we as brands choose who we work with, because I found working with TikTok influencers that they're usually the cheapest type of influencers with the best return on both a brand awareness level, sounds terrible, but both a brand awareness level and on a conversion level, because they just don't understand yet how powerful they are. Right?
Yeah.
That's also, I think, maybe even you've had a bit of a switch with that, because you originally, because you also make the money from the Amazon side. I'm not going to get into your pocket here, but you also make the money from the Amazon side of things. And at some stage, you weren't even really asking for money from brands at all. But today, brands do reach out to you. I know because I've had clients of mine that I've sent to you that have reached out to you. So, yeah, go for it. What do you think about that statement?
I think that is probably my biggest, the topic of conversation that I think is the most important right now between brands and influencers, because you're right. Once you start talking to influencers and brands, you're going to see a very stark difference. Brands are angry because they're like, these influencers expect so much and they're snobby and they don't reply and blah, 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 blah. And then influencers are like, I'm being taken advantage of. They're trying to give me free product and me. There is disparity. I can only focus on my area of expertise, which is TikTok and Amazon Live. But I think the issue, bottom line, is that there is a lot of lack of transparency with an industry standard of pricing. But then on the other hand, you're like, okay, then make an industry standard for pricing. You can't easily do that because every influencer has a different niche, different following, different, area. I'm big on TikTok. Somebody else might be big on Instagram. And just even between the different social medias, there's differences in conversion, just like posting production value, stuff like that. So I would agree with you that TikTok probably does have the best conversion rate and results for sales. But as much as I wish that there was more of an industry standard, or at least more communication within the industry for what influencers are charging, I think that would help a lot of people, because what's happening is once people have a really big following, they'll try to charge more, as they should, because they do have that proven, results, proven driven revenue, proven engagement, proven conversion. But because the smaller influencers are, charging nothing and doing, marketing for free product, then in our opinion, the brands are like, oh, well, I can get it for free here. I'm not going to pay you any much amount of money. And they're kind of expecting it to be extremely low priced or like close to free. When people offer free product, I know that the value of the product is very low when you're, the seller or the manufacturer. So you're asking for free services, and not every influencer is able to afford that. So I think if you're, but I also understand that Amazon sellers are not, the big companies with millions in marketing budget. I also understand that. And so there's a lot of different areas, but I think most importantly, I just wish that there was more transparency between influencers on pricing, because, it really is ranging from thousands to free product. And I think the production value is not something to be undermined. I think, think about before the days of influencer marketing. If you were to approach like a television service, or like try to get a commercial on TV or a commercial on radio, think of how many thousands of dollars that would cost you for 30 seconds of airtime with no really proven conversion, or like you don't know what results you're going to get from that. And so now I think it's important to realize that now that it's the regular people like you and me that are making this content. And for me, it's somebody who does it full time. I put like a lot of thought, energy, preparation time, intention behind my content, because I'm doing it to help you make sales. I'm not making the sales. So I think that is something that deserves compensation. And I think depending on the brand or the seller's, marketing budget, that is something to take into account when looking out for the influencer that you're going to work with. If you have zero marketing budget, I suggest you go for a nano influencer who is maybe starting out, who's trying to grow. And since they need product to promote, that would be a good relationship. If you have a bigger marketing budget, reach out to somebody with, millions of followers that, it's going to work, you're going to get return on sales, you're going to get brand awareness. You can also fairly compensate them. I definitely think that's very important. And I also do want to mention on the affiliate commissions end that while it is, some earnings there, I do want to remind the sellers that the rate for commissions is between 1% and 4%, depending on the category, which is, not much unless you're making thousands on thousands of sales a day. So it's a few cents here and there. And I wouldn't say that is something that you can live off of income-wise, just affiliate commissions.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And just remember, this is part 1. Part 2 is in the next video.